Hi there, this is Abe Stone and you're watching CoachingReallyWorks.com. Thank you so much for dropping by. Today I want to give you something really special, and I wasn't even sure what to call this post, something between my roller coaster horror story or traumatized from a child, but it's about those comfort zones. It's about those learned beliefs, those learned limits that we accept and that we sort of hold on to from the time we're very young in many cases. It's all about that programming and what you can do today to reprogram your mind, to reprogram those fears, reprogram those beliefs. All right, now I have this post and it's on my cupboard door inside my room, and I see it every day. And the post simply says this: act in spite of fear. But I never really realized the impact that this was going to have on me. I've been using it in my business to get me to move forward. But a few weeks ago, some friends invited me for the Halloween rides and event that they were holding at the recreational park in our city. And I decided to go along, but I was pretty sure I was not going to go on any of the roller coaster rides or any of that, because my experience and my belief about that is scary and I don't want to be scared. That was just plain and simple. But I got there, and I want you to pay attention to some of the details of my story, because in the story I want you to notice the things that were keys to my growth and to my change. Maybe you don't really need to grow in the area of accepting roller coasters or getting over your fear of that, but there could be something else in your life where you could apply these lessons and take these 3 steps to move you forward. Okay. Just to make a long story short, it all started back when I was a teenager, probably about 12 or 13. I don't remember exactly. But it was when I was living in Honduras, and my mom, well-meaning as she was, she took me to a carnival ride. And I guess in Honduras, they don't really have any settings or gauges on how fast a Ferris wheel should go around. So we climbed on this Ferris wheel, and when it started going, it was not your normal, slow ride where you're just sort of like sitting there and enjoying the view. It was actually trucking. At least that's the way it felt to me. It was moving. And when it came over the edge, it's just this drop, and it was too fast for me. I felt all this anxiety and fear, and my whole body was like I was falling and I was gonna die. And from that moment on, I was afraid of anything with any height and any speed. And I just insisted, I'm never gonna do this again. I'm not gonna let myself be in that position where I'm gonna experience that fear. Well, little did I know, this affirmation that I have posted was working on reprogramming me and changing me. The next step in this journey was many years later, probably about, 12 years later, 13 years later, I don't know for sure. But I was with my little daughter and my wife, and we were with some friends, and we were in Poland in the north, in the Baltic. We were at another carnival that was just passing through, and we went in to just check out. We were shooting and different games and stuff, and we got to another roller coaster. No, we got to a roller coaster. I'd never been on a roller coaster at all. Okay, once with the Ferris wheel, that was it. I was not going on a roller coaster. And I looked up at it, and it was maybe 2 stories high, 3 stories high. It was like, oh, this is small. I bet I'm not afraid like I was when I was a kid. And I got on it, and when it took that first drop, God, all those fears came back again. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. I'm in this position again. Okay, never again. And I decided not to do it again. But I survived. And then fast forward another, 10 or 15 years, I guess it is. And this was about 4 years ago when I went with my kids to Six Flags in Texas. And we were in Six Flags, and we were going around, we were doing some smaller rides and having fun. And then the kids really wanted to go on a roller coaster. But I did not want to imprint my fear on them. I did not want to push them into it. I wanted them to experience and them to make the decision as to whether this is something they like or not. So I got on it for them. I was like, oh God, it was horrible the last time. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I knew that I was doing it for them. So I sat down, we went on the ride. The first drop was bad, but then we enjoyed it. It was a great time. I actually enjoyed it, and I got a rush, and it was just so fun. And I learned to let go. I was like, okay, but I'm not gonna go on the very biggest ones. And I never did. I think it's the Hercules, they call it in Six Flags. And I wasn't gonna go on that. Some of my cousins, some of my nieces and nephews, they went on it, their cousins. My kids, they were like, they kept their distance and they just watched. All right, now we fast forward again till just a few weeks ago. And I was going with some friends and close friends of mine, and we decided, okay, well, let's go enjoy the Halloween party there, the haunted houses and everything. And they had the rides, it's a permanent theme park, a big one here in the city of Guangzhou. And we went, and I was like, I'm not going to tell them. I mean, I told them that I don't like it and that I was never going to go on it. But they were all just kind of, the group was moving. There's about 4 or 5 of us was just moving. Okay, well, let's go for the big ride. And I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch. No, I'm not going to sit here and watch. Why am I going to sit here and watch? Look, they're going on it. Do I want to be the one left out? I mean, he can handle it. She's never been on one before. And I realized, okay, I can try it. I can give it a shot. So I went, I got on it. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you see, that's how you push your comfort zones. It's a little bit at a time. And this was the biggest, baddest one I've ever been on. Sure enough, that first drop, I just closed my eyes and screamed with all my might, and then I got past that one, and then there was another drop. And yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't the end of my world. It was a fear that I could live through and survive. And in fact, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ride. And I wanted to go on again, but we ran out of time. I went on some other ones that were pretty scary too. And the fact is I started to enjoy these things. And I moved beyond my personal limits, the ones that I had decided on, the ones that I had connected to an experience when I was young. So now I have 3 steps that I want you to use to move you into anything that you need to move into that you're afraid of and that you're uncomfortable with. It could be public speaking. It could be maybe you want to meet someone. Maybe it's doing something new with your family. Maybe you need to do something new in your personal life or in your business. What is it that you want to push forward in? Maybe you want a new house. Maybe you want to get out of a difficult situation or a bad relationship. Whatever it is that's got you afraid and you have a reference that's keeping you in that fear, I want you to use these 3 steps to move you forward. Okay, number 1, recall a time in your past when that fear or that belief was set. It may not be your very earliest experience, but you'll have one. You'll remember one. In fact, I was doing this with my coach the other day, and I was working on some other things, some other issues that I was personally dealing with, and it was some rules that I had for living that were keeping me bound. And she asked me to do this exercise, and it was amazing how clear that picture was in my brain. And it's just like this thing with the roller coasters. I have that very clear original belief that I set going on that Ferris wheel. So what is your original story that you're going back to? The thing that you're telling yourself over and over again. How did that experience feel? Who was there? Relive it in full strength. What is it that told you that you have to believe this way or be this way or you can't have this thing? Number 2 is find your motivator. Now, I think this is a very important one because your motivator has been present in all those experiences. And even in the ones where you've done something new or areas where you've grown, you'll know that there's something that moves you forward. In my case, I look back and it's someone close to me. In the first experience where I wasn't even sure probably about that Ferris wheel, but my mother was with me. She went with me. And that gave me the courage to get on that first ride. But once I experienced the fear, I was like, that's it. But then when I went with my daughter to the carnival ride, and I was like, I'm going to get on that, and she was sitting down watching me, I was like, well, I'm going to do this for her. I'm an adult. I need to, I need to be strong for her. So I did it for her. Then when I went with my kids to Six Flags, sure enough, my kids again. And then this last time when I went on the biggest one, I was with friends. I was with people I cared about, that I was interested in, and I wanted to be a part of that group. That pulled me into moving forward there. What motivates you? What is moving you forward? What is going to move you past your comfort zones? Okay, now the third one is you've just got to take action. You have to move forward. Take baby steps, if you will. I mean, it took me a good, 30 years to get from the smallest to the biggest ride. I think that's a bit slow in most cases, and I actually wish I would have had a chance to push my limits sooner and enjoy those rides sooner and be a part of that fun and a part of that rush and excitement. Why wait? Why hold back? Okay, so start taking steps. The bigger the better, but if you can't take a big one, take a baby step. All right, and now here's your quote. I am continually trying to make choices that put me against my own comfort zone. As long as you're uncomfortable, it means you're growing. That was from Ashton Kutcher. And now here's your affirmation for today. Remember, write it down, post it somewhere where you're going to see it. Say it at least 3 times, twice a day. A whole new world awaits me as I courageously travel out of my comfort zone. Hey guys, this is Abe. Did you like this episode? If you did, there are 3 things you can do right now to continue your journey. First, you can subscribe to this channel right here so that I can send you videos on a weekly basis to change your life. Second, you can get my brand new cheat sheet by clicking on the button right here. Third, you can go over to my website and sign up for my newsletter so that I can send you free offers, free programs, free products, new podcasts, and everything else that we don't do on this channel right here. If you'd like to do that, please click on any of these buttons that you see right here. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, go out there and continue to take steps towards your dream as you live a life that really matters.